If we mention the tragic destinies of Hollywood beauties, surely you will think of the legendary Marilyn Monroe. However, there is another unfortunate star whose life was no different than hell. Before becoming a sizzling seductress desired by millions of men, Rita Hayworth had a childhood filled with unhappiness. Her real name was Margarita Carmen Cancino, born on October 17, 1918, in Brooklyn, New York, USA. After the global economic crisis of 1929, her family's finances collapsed. Rita Hayworth's father, Eduardo Cancino, became an alcoholic. This man continuously tormented his young wife, Volga, their two elder sons, and his beloved daughter, Carmen. When Eduardo saw his little daughter dancing before his eyes, he suddenly came up with a new plan. He forced the young girl to quit school and started making money at the age of 13. For her father's sake, Rita had to train in dance routines to perform in Mexican nightclubs in the evenings. Not only did she learn how to please and satisfy customers in the entertainment industry, but Rita also endured dark days when she had to fulfill the twisted desires of her own father. However, her voluptuous figure, husky voice, and strong Spanish influence couldn't take her further than a supporting role, dancing alongside renowned actor Spencer Tracy in Lenfer. A small contract she had just signed with Fox had to be cancelled immediately. Rita took nearly 3 years to transform her appearance. From a girl with a Latin beauty, carrying American, English, and Irish bloodlines, she became an American beauty icon. She had to lose weight, relearn pronunciation, walking, dressing, shave part of her hairline to have a higher forehead, endure painful sessions of electrolysis to dye her hair a reddish-brown color. When color films emerged, the Brooklyn-born Margarita Carmen Cancino changed her name to Rita Hayworth and became a radiant presence on the screen in the 1940s, known as a sex bomb. Rita had a special talent, with an acting style that suited her fiery physique bestowed upon her by nature. She made Hollywood buzz with her roles as hot-tempered red-haired girls, such as in Only Angels Have Wings, Blood and Sand, and the pinnacle being Gilda in 1946. Her portrayal of Gilda was superb and turned her into the true goddess of love for film fans. Despite becoming a cultural icon at the time, Rita herself complained, "The men I've met have fallen in love with Gilda, but I'm only burdened by her." From this role, she became the new beauty icon of the silver screen, the goddess of love who captivated men and left them unable to resist. In her career, Rita Hayworth was ranked 19th by the American Film Institute among the 50 silver screen legends in the history of cinema. 5 marriages, 5 tearful unions. In stark contrast to the passionate, seductive, and energetic character of Gilda, Rita Hayworth in real life was a gentle, shy woman who feared crowds and only longed for love and a simple life with a husband and children. But the men who loved and married her failed to provide her with that. Instead, they exploited her financially and subjected her to both physical and emotional abuse. Rita Hayworth was married 5 times, but none of her marriages lasted more than 5 years, and none of them brought her happiness. Similar to Marilyn Monroe, men were attracted to her because of her screen persona but couldn't accept the real person behind it. Her first marriage was with Edward Judson in 1937. Rita was deeply in love with this man as he convinced her father to let her pursue acting and helped change her life. However, it didn't take long for her to realize that she was merely a money-making tool in Edward's hands. Once he saw that Rita was no longer useful to him, Edward divorced her in 1942. Around the same time, Rita's hellish life with her first husband came to an end when she met Orson Welles. Contrary to her seductive exterior, Rita was a shy and reserved girl who longed for Orson to rescue her from the traumas of her youth and the fame of being an actress, to return to a normal life as a married woman with children by her side. Rita entered into marriage with the talented director in 1943. This was also when she became exposed to the political world through her husband's connections. They had a daughter together, but their lives grew increasingly distant. In the end, Rita felt lonely even in her husband's arms, and their irreparable cracks led to her divorce from Orson in 1947. However, Orson remained a meaningful love in her life. As for Orson, in his final interview before his death, he exclaimed that Rita was one of the most adorable and sweet women in his life. After a series of short-lived romances following her divorce from Orson, in 1949, Rita married French aristocrat and prince, Ali Khan, 1949 to 1953. Known for his playboy lifestyle, love for horse racing, and piloting airplanes, Ali Khan was a wealthy man. Shortly after getting to know each other, Rita moved to Ali's estate, Château de l'Horizon. However, with her reserved nature, Rita quickly grew weary of the extravagant and ostentatious parties organized by her husband. Rita became a queen and had the power to make Hollywood bow at her feet, but she understood that she had chosen the wrong life partner. Ultimately, due to their incompatible personalities, despite their efforts, their relationship couldn't be salvaged. In 1953, Rita divorced Ali, bringing an end to her luxurious yet pretentious lifestyle. Returning to the United States with her two daughters, aside from Rebecca Wells, her daughter with Orson, Rita also had a daughter named Yasmina with Prince Ali Khan. Rita resumed her career in singing and acting. It was during this time that fate led her to her fourth husband, the unknown singer Dick Haynes. In reality, he was an untalented man burdened with debts, but he cleverly flattered Rita to gain access to her wealth. In 1953, Rita married Dick, but soon financial difficulties plagued the couple. The money Rita earned went towards paying off Dick's debts, immigration fees to Las Vegas, and debts to Columbia Pictures. From being a princess, Rita became a woman constantly subjected to abuse. I could never have imagined he would be so violent. And ironically, I went from being a noble princess to an ordinary woman insulted and beaten, she bitterly revealed. After enduring a series of hardships, Rita had no choice but to divorce Dick in 1955 to escape the hellish life with him. Through 4 marriages and numerous trials in her life, Rita could no longer maintain her youthful appearance. Her face showed wrinkles and signs of aging, and she only appeared in roles as beautiful, mature women, with leading roles being taken over by the lovely Kim Novak. However, Rita did not give up on the film industry as she had previously intended. Her 5th husband entered her life, director James Hills. They got married in February 1960, planning to buy a house and build a home together, but their plans fell through due to lack of money. To make a living, Rita returned to the film set. Her dream of becoming an artist could never be realized. Like many other men, James Hills only wanted to take advantage of her. Both of them were heavy drinkers, and it didn't take long for arguments to erupt. The 5th time was also the last, as Rita filed for divorce. It was in 1961 when she was 43 years old. The ending of a goddess. Retiring from the entertainment industry in 1972, Rita Hayworth, once a legendary figure, lived in poverty in a modest apartment in San Remo, New York. In 1980, Alzheimer's disease, which had been plaguing her since 1961, began to ravage Rita Hayworth's body, attacking her memory and cognitive functions. Journalists lurked, eagerly hunting for any news related to her illness. They even managed to capture photos of Rita in a feeble state after each bout of the disease. Even attempts to help her overcome alcohol addiction did not alleviate her condition. Her daughter Yasmina had to give up her singing career to care for her mother. Rita could have possibly sought treatment for her illness earlier, but her passion for acting and her immersion in alcohol prevented her from doing so. The once beloved Hollywood goddess of love could only live for a few more years. Rita was fortunate enough to witness young actress Linda Carter portray her life in a biographical film released in 1983. Gradually, due to Alzheimer's disease, she no longer recognized her own daughter. She peacefully passed away in 1987, leaving behind a vast legacy of 70 films she had starred in over the decades. Perhaps she never knew that her image as the enchanting redhead, with her mesmerizing and graceful dance moves in films, would embody numerous characters for future generations of popular culture. With her beauty, allure, talent, and fame, Rita Hayworth could have enjoyed a life as a true goddess of love. However, on the contrary, she had to live in a hellish existence, filled with pain, deceit, and unhappiness. Her father, Cancino, turned her into a Spanish dancer, Edward made her a superstar, Orson elevated her to the companion of a future politician, and Ollie transformed her into a princess. But all of that meant nothing if she couldn't find happiness. The characters of Gilda or Rita Hayworth herself were always searching for genuine love, hoping to become a true woman in the process. But above all, individuals like Rita, born under the Libra zodiac sign, couldn't live without love. Sadly, she always seemed to encounter villains. Basically, I am a good, gentle person, but I am attracted to mean personalities. Until the end of her life, Rita Hayworth never truly found happiness. And then she stepped into the other world, closing the doors to her own personal hell.